One of the first advices you get when you want to improve your art is to draw daily. This is one of the worst advices you can get though. It might be contradicting because I myself draw every day and I encourage others to do so too. But that is not for the sake of improvement. Sure, there will be some, but it happens really slowly. The main goals are to be consistent and make art a part of your life. When you start drawing daily with the goal of immense improvement, you will get disappointed and probably burned out. If you don't enjoy the other benefits of it, the better choice is to draw when you want to. With less effort and time investment, you can see more results. That does mean, though, that you will have to seek out other ways to improve. You have to deceive yourself that you're already good. I grew up as the art kid, and when you are, it is expected that you are good at art. So even though most of my art looked like shit, when I looked at professional artists, their work, I believed I could be able to create something just like that. So with the big ego I had, I wanted to prove it to myself and I just tried. And then I got humbled, because I could in fact not do what these artists could. And that is a point where you don't give up, but you continue. The difference between the, oh, I could totally do that, and the, oh, I can definitely not do this, is that you have gained knowledge which you did not have before. You now know in which areas you lack, and with that, where you need to improve. And that brings us on to the second point, which is studies. These are inevitable if you want to get better at art. But you have to set a goal. If you followed the first point, you already have one. What are the main things you want to improve on? Maybe it's drawing speed, line confidence, anatomy, or backgrounds. When you have that one goal or multiple nailed down, go out on a quick research session to break this goal down in smaller things that you need to learn. For example, when you want to learn how to draw faces, you can break this down into proportions, features, and perspective. Your sources for this are endless. You have YouTube right at hand, where lots of lessons and tutorials will pop up. Pay attention though that the one doing the tutorial explains why they are doing something. For example, Proco TV or Senda's Arts. You want to know why you are doing certain techniques or following rules, not just follow along blindly. And lastly, make these studies quick. These will be what they are, studies, not finished pieces. And keep that in mind when drawing, so keep the pressure low. You are just here to learn. However, the motivation to learn might not be that easy to gather always. At the base of humanity is the urge to want to learn. And what I find that sparks that need for learning are 4 things. It's curiosity for what I don't know yet and all that there is to discover. The techniques that I don't know of yet or an art style I've never seen. Then it's found in the obsession I get over certain things. The obsession for color or a show I recently watched. It's also the joy I find in bettering myself and dedicating time and effort into my favorite hobby and being able to use my favorite supplies and getting to create pretty things. And lastly, the awe for other artists and the beautiful pieces they create. I want to be like them and admire their journey. You need to use this awe and turn it into another study. Find your favorite artist and gather multiple works from them and start analyzing. Look at the colors or their line work, their composition, their workflow, and the supplies they use. Also see if you can find process videos, so you can see every single step they take when drawing. And when you've done all of this, find your own reference and try to create something in their style, following all the steps you saw in their process and the things you found in your research session. You might find certain things they do helpful, but some things you might hate, and that's okay. You can pick and choose what works for you and what you find fitting for your art. However, don't be too scared to step out of your comfort zone, because that way you can learn the most. The result of your art inspired by someone else probably won't turn out exactly like theirs. This is for the better. You don't want to be a carbon copy of someone else. But you also need to remember that the image that you create in your head of what you want your art to look like is actually not something you'll be able to recreate. Your imagination is strong, but not really detailed. It fills in gaps really easily, so you can't trust it to be comparable to things that you create in reality. So let go of that image and focus on what's on paper. Besides, your taste in art develops much faster than your skills. Which means that a lot of the times you look at your art, you get discouraged because you're not at the level that you want to be at. So give yourself little reminders of what kind of art you looked up to when you were really young. You were probably impressed a whole lot quicker. Look at your art through the lens of your child self and how in awe they would be of your ability. You always need to keep learning, of course, to keep improving and gain abilities and skills and interests. But your art is already at a higher level than it was before. Do not deny your journey up to this point.